at the Department of Justice, people who cared about the rule of law, would often ask, what, does Donald Trump think that DOJ is his own personal law firm? Well, friends, it looks like we may have a belated answer to that question, as Donald Trump just named his own criminal defense attorneys to some of the highest posts at DOJ. Let's talk about that, because especially at the Department of Justice, justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, Donald Trump's clown car just keeps rolling right on through government agencies and institutions, and the latest stop is the Department of Justice. Donald Trump is trying to build a government that will serve only him, not the American people, not the rule of law, not the Constitution, only him. Here is some of the latest reporting, this from Bloomberg Law. Trump picks trio of his lawyers for top justice positions. And that article begins, President-elect Donald Trump announced plans to put 3 of his personal criminal defense lawyers in top Justice Department jobs. If confirmed, Todd Blanche, a former Manhattan federal prosecutor who represented Trump in his New York hush money case, would be second in command at the Justice Department as Deputy Attorney General. Another one of his personal lawyers in the hush money case, Emile Beauvais, will serve as the Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General and as Acting Deputy Attorney General, Trump said. That position doesn't require Senate confirmation. Trump separately said he plans to nominate John Sauer, his personal lawyer who argued his immunity case at the Supreme Court last term, to be the U.S. Solicitor General. That's right, John Sauer, who has argued previously that a president could use the military, SEAL Team 6, to go after his political opponents, and that would be a legitimate presidential act within his official duties, and he would be immune from criminal prosecution. That is the person Donald Trump wants to make Solicitor General, arguing cases before the United States Supreme Court. Yes, that's all my editorial addition. The article continues. The selections signal the president-elect's further commitment to install loyalists with whom he has personal relationships to oversee U.S. law enforcement, after he's expressed disappointment that attorneys general and other top DOJ officials in his prior term didn't approve his requests. Lawless requests, the nerve of those prior DOJ officials not approving Donald Trump's lawless requests. Again, my addition. The 3 announcements came one day after Trump's selection of Representative Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Gaetz resigned his congressional seat after the announcement. And there is the mugshot of the possible future Attorney General for the United States, Matt Gaetz. So friends, it looks like Donald Trump is trying to accomplish 2 things with these kind of appointments, right? Kind of like trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You know, the problem is one bird is democracy and the other bird is the independence of the Department of Justice. But it looks like he is trying to install loyalists who will pledge allegiance to him rather than pledging allegiance to the Constitution, right? Do the legal work at the Department of Justice that benefits him rather than the legal work that benefits the American people. And the other thing he's trying to do, I think, is erode the legitimacy of the institutions of government. He's trying to burn it all down. You know, that way he can more easily rule over the ashes. So maybe the next question is, will the Senate have any interest in protecting the American people from this dictatorial move with legitimate confirmation hearings, because the Constitution has this little thing called the Advice and Consent Clause. The Advice and Consent Clause of the U.S. Constitution says in substance that the President appoints federal officers, but only with the advice and consent of the Senate, meaning the Senate must approve of or confirm the appointments before they become official. Advice and consent, part of our Constitution's checks and balances, an important check on presidential power. So the question becomes, will the Republican-controlled Senate fulfill its constitutional advice and consent duties, or will the Republican senators be willing, happy even, to endanger the health and well-being of their constituents, sacrificing them to the whims of dear leader? Let's end with a point of light, friends, dim though it may be. You may have seen the reporting that Donald Trump wanted Rick Scott, Senator Rick Scott, to be Senate Majority Leader. Sent that message loud and clear to the Senate Republicans, vote Scott in to be Senate Majority Leader. Well, the Senate Republicans just took a vote, and they said no, and they voted in Senator John Thune. Okay, that is not the brightest point of light. It barely pierces through the Trump darkness, but it is a point of light. At least on that issue, Senate Republicans told dear leader no. And maybe, just maybe, to some of those Republican senators, justice matters. We'll see. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.